Is the legendary Sovereign class finally getting the tactical respect it deserves? Or are we just being sold a self-destruct gimmick to distract us from the backwards registry? I have been looking at the early renders of the new Noble Intel Battlecruiser for 2026 First Contact Day event. And, the community heat maps are already glowing red. Look, I have only been at the helm for about 3 years now, but people who have been playing this game for like 16 years, literally since the beginning, have been begging for the specific ship layout. And in my 3 years playing here, once I heard them, I completely agreed. So, stick around because we're diving into why this free ship might actually be better than anything in the Zen store right now.
Game update detected. Balance changes promised. Balance remains theoretical.
Alright, let's dive into the basics before we get into the heavy lifting. So we're talking about 2026 First Contact Day event. It kicks off on April 7th, and from what I've seen, the structure is the standard 20-day grind. You do your daily, whether it's the first contact, one night in Bozeman, or I think they added Wolf 359 now, and you get the ship.
The probability of a captain forgetting to claim their daily progress is 34.2%. Efficiency is logical.
Thanks, M5. I think. Let me check my notes. Yeah, it's a 20-day requirement. Standard stuff. The big prize is the Noble Intel Battlecruiser. It's a T6 ship, and it's coming with some very specific bells and whistles. We're looking at the full intelligence specialization, which means gather intelligence, and a secondary command seat.
A 5-3 weapons configuration is optimal for aggressive forward-facing salvos. It is a mathematical improvement over previous Sovereign iterations.
Exactly. It has been a decade, literally years, of folks asking for a Sovereign that does not feel like it's dragging its feet in the modern meta. But here's the thing. The acquisition is easy. The real story is what happens once you're actually in the captain's chair. Now, let's shift gears. I want to talk about the look of these things. From the pictures, and I am basing this entirely on the early drops, it feels aggressive. Very aggressive. And it kind of loses a bit of that, that sleek, flowing elegance that the original Sovereign had. That luxury sports car in space vibe. But I'm keeping an open mind until I see it in the game. Sometimes, ship needs to look a bit meaner to kind of survive the current power creep.
Noble skin was originally commissioned in 2010. It is ancient by Starfleet digital standards.
True, but they have remastered it. And look, I am going to double down on the point I've made before. Sometimes, the ships we get for free for just playing the game are miles better than the ones they try to sell us for, $500 bundles. Oh, it's not 500. I'm overreacting, but you know what I mean. There is an acknowledgement of STO's history here, and I really appreciate that. But we have to talk about the elephant in the room, or rather the registry in the room. From what I've seen in the screenshots, the registry on the saucer is, kind of backwards, or I'm imagining it. It is kind of messy. It feels like a Friday afternoon dev's mistake. And I am sure it's going to get fixed before the event goes live, but as far as I can see, it's a bit of, of a localized disaster for the Space Barbie crowd.
A mirrored registry does not affect phaser output. Your concern is illogical.
Yeah, it's all about immersion. Which actually brings me to the whole kamikaze meta. This new console, the Assault Cruiser Self-Destruct Sequence, my first thought was, wait, why are we so obsessed with blowing ourselves up lately? But then I thought about Riker and, well, all the captains. Remember that episode when Picard is about to blow the ship and the sequence gets cancelled? And you need a second confirmation from the first officer, and Riker just says, I agree. I wholeheartedly agree. I think this brings kind of a layer of immersion we've been missing. So I kind of changed my opinion on this console and this whole kamikaze meta. Look, you can trigger the countdown, get a massive buff, and then, if you're fast enough or smart enough, you can cancel it. It is high stakes, it is theatrical, and honestly, it is Star Trek.
The last resort protocol provides a 300% damage increase. It is the ultimate logical conclusion to a losing battle.
And look, if you use it right, you don't even have to die. Isn't that great? It's going to be fascinating to see how the math heads in the community break this console. Can you cycle the buff? Can you, I don't know, stay in the red line zone without hitting the game over screen? I cannot wait to start playing with it. Honestly, I'm just happy they're doing something different. This isn't just another Sovereign reskin. It's an Intel Battlecruiser with a 5-3 layout and a button that lets you play out your wildest Captain Picard.
Not again. The line must be drawn here. This far, no farther.
For a free ship? That's a massive win. So, 14 days of progress starting April 7th. Don't skip it. Future you will be grateful for, I don't know, the console alone.
I shall begin calculating the optimal blast radius for your inevitable destruction.
Don't be like that, M5. Now, what do you think about it? Do you like this mechanic? What do you think about the whole backwards registry? And do you like the new look? Anyways, until the next one, M5, Ball Impulse, and engage.
Support the organic creator, like, share and subscribe.